It's both extremely simple and,
Difficult.
yes, fantastically complex.
MuchMusic, how's it going? It's Georgia and I'm here with Paul Étienne Côté.
Woo.
I said the name right.
Yeah, you did.
The French pronunciation, how am I doing?
Perfect. 10 out of 10.
Perfect. Love
Congratulations.
it. Thank you so much. And we're here on the set of a commercial today, and we're chatting with you because you got some music experience. You got a broad, diverse resume that you got there.
Correct. You got it.
Tell me what you do. You're a creative director, you're a producer,
Yes.
a composer.
Correct. All of these answers.
Yes. You're
Yes.
a CEO?
I am too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be a CEO.
Okay, so you started off as a musician, you were playing the violin.
Oh, and then actually I gave my demo to someone who happened to be a producer.
Okay.
He produced TV series out of Paris.
Okay.
So he fell in love with what I did, and I just all of a sudden became a music composer. They said, "Can you make the music for this TV series?" And I said, "I think I can, yes."
Okay.
And that's how the career started. Anyone out there, give your demo. Make sure everyone hears your music.
That's
it has
great
to.
advice.
Yes.
What kind of projects have you worked on since then? Obviously, your career has
A lot of
gone
things.
many ways since
Yeah,
then.
compose music for TV series, for animated series, for live TV, music for 2 movies,
We do. We have no idea how to play cricket.
and now we're in advertising, and I'm very happy to be composing music for advertising.
How do you become a music composer?
First, you have to identify what you like,
Yeah.
and you try to perfect your craft. So if it is hip hop or if it is writing, you have to keep doing it to train yourself. As I was saying before,
Yeah.
it takes so much practice. And then if you want to play piano or you like the sound of piano, then try and figure out how it works. And then also I would also suggest to try and do things that you've never done. Try and
Branch out.
create a country track, for instance. Borrow a banjo and experiment with the
Yes.
banjo. All of these instruments are fascinating to learn how to play.
So if you're, say, someone who's in your room, you're trying to make music, what's the next step? How do you get it out there?
You can try and do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
As an author, you can write a piece of music. As a
Yes.
composer, you can find some chords. And if you know how to sing also, you can even sing the lyrics
yep.
that you wrote and play the guitar or the piano of the chords you wrote. So that makes you an author and a composer. Another thing to think about is to try and focus on what you're good, and then ask your friend who's a singer, or ask your friend who's a musician, can you come and play guitar on this
Yes.
part? Your creation is a combination of multiple talents, actually. And that's great. 1 + 1 in art equals 3.
What would you say is right now, if you could pick a composer? Was there someone that you were inspired by?
Yes, well, I love movie soundtracks. One of my favorite soundtracks are Grand Budapest Hotel, Alexandre Desplat. Michael Giacchino writes some great and amazing music, Up, namely.
Okay, yeah.
I love actually Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross wrote some great movie soundtracks for The Social Network and for Soul, which came out a few years ago. And one last one, Daft Punk, actually, the French composers, this great duo. They
They're
created
pop icons.
yes, but so many pop hits, but also Tron, The Legacy.
If you could go into a little bit of the process with music, because obviously there's so many little finite things about, the rights for commercials.
Yes.
And you're working on a commercial right now.
Correct.
The Bell 5G Plus commercial. So stuff like that, getting rights for music. What's that process like?
It's both extremely simple and
Difficult.
yes, fantastically complex. So, in a nutshell, what it means when you need to obtain or clear the rights for a song and use the song in a commercial,
Right.
you need to very basically make sure that everyone who was involved in the process of creating the song
Yep.
has said, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
obtaining consent and authorization.
Sounds easy.
Exactly, super easy. But then, as I was saying before, that means going to the author, the composer, the publisher, going to the performers, so musicians. And so in music supervision,
Yeah.
there are two big rights. So the master recording rights and the
Yes.
publishing rights. So these are the 2 rights that
umbrellas.
we need to clear. Let's say you're writing a song yourself. As we said before, you can be the author, you can be the composer. You wrote lyrics, you wrote chords.
Okay.
But then you need to record that piece of music
Right.
so that you can make others listen to it, right?
Okay.
and so you can do this yourself
Yes.
on your smartphone. In that case, you are the owner of the lyrics because you wrote them, the owner of the chords because you also wrote them,
Okay.
and you own the recording
Okay.
of this piece of music that you created. So
Gotcha.
fairly easy. This
Yes.
is the and if I want to use this track on a commercial, I
You
only
have
have
to
to
ask for my permission.
That's it, just
Okay.
your permission. But however, if you're like, well, you know, the recording is so-so and I'd like someone else to sing it, you're going to go see a music producer who's actually going to say, well, thank you for coming to see me.
Yes.
I'm thinking about this studio, this engineer, these microphones.
So that's basically what a music producer does, bring it all together?
Exactly.
Okay.
However, he's going to be the one who owns the recording.
Okay.
So yes, you
'Cause
worked
he
on
produced
it.
it.
He produced it, exactly. So if I want to use this recording, I'm going to see him, basically.
Right.
So, and he's the one who's supposed to have obtained
The
the rights for the recording. But that's not all, you know.
Yeah.
There's also the other big right, the publishing right. And you're going to take that recording that the producer produced,
Yes.
and you're probably going to knock on doors of publishers. And they're going to say,
My
well,
goodness.
yes, sure,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this great piece of music that you composed, put it out there, but I want to become the owner of it.
Yeah.
So publishers are owners of the idea, the composition, and producers are the owners of the recording.
Wow.
And you obtain authorizations from these two people, and then you can synchronize a piece of music to a commercial.
Wow.
Simple, right?
Simple, but not so simple.
And,
like
and
you
in this
said.
case, there's just you who is the
Yeah.
composer and the author.
Cool.
Yeah, in most cases, there can be 5 authors, 10 composers.
Wow.
So you have to scavenge the world. It's like a treasure hunt, basically.
No, seriously. And
Yeah.
the more there is to it, the more people behind the scenes, I guess, the more complicated it gets. But
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you for breaking that down for us. Thank you so much for chatting with us
It's
today.
fun.
This is fun. And I'm so glad you got
Good
to
meeting you.
You did amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys,
Thank you.
this is Paul Étienne Côté. Much love.